Good morning, panel. I'm here to tell about the Smart India Hackathon 2025. We got the problem statement ID, which is 25108, and our title is Development of AI-powered FRA Atlas and Web GIS based decision support system for integrated monitoring of Forest Rights Act FRA implementation. And the states to be considered are Madhya Pradesh, Tripura, Odisha, and Telangana. And the team name is Team MIRAI. And now we proceed to continuation. Okay, for continuing, for decades, the promise of Forest Rights Act, empowering forest dwellers with ownership and dignity, has struggled under its own weight. From the British era, the rights were snatched and it still continued up to 2006. Across India, countless claims lie buried under paperwork, outdated records, and disconnected systems. Ground officers spend days, weeks verifying coordinates, scanning maps, cross checking legacy documents without digital support, without visibility, and without any speed. We have seen these challenges firsthand. We have spoken to officers, Gram Sabha members, and also villagers from many ITDA pockets. And that's how this concept was born and the solution was tailored out. And the core problem that we have saw here is the challenge here is the infrastructure. The FRA workflows operate under multiple levels. There are multiple officers working here at from village level to district level. At village, we have Gram Sabhas, forest rights committees, and at the divisional level, we have divisional committee and we have district committees. So there is fragmented data at different offices and no real-time status and no unified GIS mapping. Satellite imagery and ground verification remain disjointed, leading to delays and duplication and disputes. What we needed wasn't another app, but an integrated ecosystem, a digital ecosystem that speaks the language of both governance and accountability at the grassroots level. So, our solution here is a comprehensive FRA digital platform that is designed to bridge the gap between the field realities and the digital governance. It digitizes the entire FRA cycle, the total life cycle of the FRA from the claim initiation up to the disposal. From claim submission to PATA issuance, the completely covers and brings together AI, GIS, and data driven policies. And how it works, we'll just come with a flowchart. And looking at the flowchart, this is the process flow. The claimant can be submitting his claim in two ways, either online by the portal that we are giving to him or through a paper submission. So if it is on through online, it directly goes to verification, or if it's a paper based, it will be uploaded in the OCR, and from there the field extraction goes and the entities are extracted and verified, and there is some human control also, and from there the data is pushed into the system. Here the key novelty is we are introducing a workflow management system, because here we need the main point here is where the file is. So checking up that we need a proper workflow management. So here we're integrating a workflow management system where the details come to the project officer's review, and he will set the SLA, the service level agreement timers for whatever process flow, and he sets the timeline, everything what he have, and he sends to the forest trade committee. And there they go for survey with the help of forest department and the revenue department. And from there, after their approval, the Gram Sabha approval, the Gram Sabha review, it goes to subdivision level committee. And there, the subdivision level committee sit with number of applications and they will process them, and it goes to the district level committee, and where this was chaired by the district collector, they will issue the patta. So once the patta is granted, then this data is directly pushed into the data storage data lake, and if it is rejected, the appeal will be submitted by the claimant. So the appeal goes to next state level appeal committee, and the final decision will again be pushed to the analytical engine. And now the output data, which was given by the workflow management, will be sent into the WebGIS portal. So this is actually it is a modular system where we have different modules like workflow management module, the support system module, and the WebGIS module. So this everything can have a proper data. So each doesn't have a different data. All are integrated from a common data lake. So now from the data, the WebGIS portal can fetch the layering. They are different layer for individual forest traits. For example, once the patta was issued, so we have the data of the claimant and his details and the coordinates and the village and everything. So this data directly gets mapped into the WebGIS and it will be layered into the WebGIS as a named entity inside the WebGIS portal. So either individual forest traits or community forest traits or community forest resource sites or village boundaries or the land use, the water bodies and everything. And here the one more catch here is we are also using artificial intelligence, using some machine learning algorithms for mapping the common assets like pond. You can check here. We are using the satellite imagery and we are using some machine learning models for training the different images like ponds and dense forests, some community owned assets in the villages, and using computer vision models, and they can detect the agriculture land, water bodies. So they're directly mapped into asset mapping, and which again goes to our WebGIS portal. So everything will be named entity in the WebGIS portal. So we have now data mapped. For example, if we want to search the survey number, we just go to the WebGIS portal, search the survey number. We just get the details of the claim of the owner and details of the coordinates and everything. If we just search the name, we can get. So either by the survey number or the name or whatever entity that we are setting, we can just directly map that in the portal. So another main thing here also we are putting is one more module, the decision support system module. As we have already mentioned, we have a common data lake and it's modular in nature, and any new modules can be added to the existing system. So the data is constant. So this data also we will use for the decision support system. For example, uh, what how many claims we have received from village A or block A or mandal A or district A, and what are the number of ponds we have, what resource we have, what is the population. So based on this, we have some algorithms that are tailored for the schemes like MGNRGA and Jal Jeevan Mission and other central sector schemes or state level schemes. And based on the guidelines that we fed to the algorithm, we can the bureaucrat can get the rule based recommendations and they can allocate the scheme or prioritize on allocation of scheme. So this is a one of the important module because after getting the land rights, what is the use? It's not just a paper. Now, after getting paper, they have 1 2 acres of land. So when they have acres of land, we need to give them PM Kisan. So that mapping we need it. So for that, this decision support system is required. So it's completely an application, complete ecosystem from starting to finish, where the claimant comes, applies for, and goes into the workflow management. And the project officer, who is the nodal authority, controls everything. He sends to the forest department, revenue department. Once they are completed, they sends back to project officer. Then he sends to the SDLC, then DLC, and then patta is granted. Then the data is went to the data lake. From there to the decision support system, and from there to the WebJS, and from there from also from the AI recommendations to the WebJS. So it's completely an ecosystem that we are building for this. And the very integral part here is the workflow management because the officer here need to know where the file is. So he can track everything. For example, in a village X, this many claims are pending. For example, the Panchayat secretary has making delay. He has given 15 days of SLA period. He has just crossed his time. So the project officer can roll out on him and ask upon him his progress. And he can check on everything. So it is a very important module, workflow management. So this is the complete system and it is detailedly put in our application. And coming forward, here we are using the tech stack. The tech stack that we are trying to use here is in terms of front end, we are using React, Leaflet, MapLiver, and some other interactive map systems. And from the backend, we are using Node.js, Express, and Flank microservices, and some REST and gRPC API. And we are using some AML layerings like TensorFlow, PyTorch, Tesseract, and other image segmentation things. And database, we are using PostgreSQL and PostGIS. And infrastructure, we are using Docker and Kubernetes and other. And coming forward, what makes this different is its alignment with ground reality. It's built after studying the existing FRA bottlenecks. We met the project officer, the IAS officer. We came to know what is the reality of the implementation, and from there, the solution brought up. So, completely, it has a local knowledge. So, the data is scattered across departments, and the manual JS overlays. There is a delayed verification, no single window monitoring. Now, from this, everything is covered. And now we have just prepared a prototype of the system that we are building, and it's completely prototype, and we need to make many upgrades for that, and we'll just go about this. Here we can just see the dashboard. Here, this is the dashboard where we have options for uploading the claim and viewing the WebGS, and we can select the state and districts, and we can, it's a dashboard, we can just see number of claims received, and number of processed, and number of active workflow, number of villages mapped, area mapped. Everything can be checked by the bureaucrat from the single dashboard. And you can also have the bar charts for comparisons. And you can check everything upon here. And it covers all three types of rights, like individual forest rights, community forest rights, and the community forest resource rights. These are the different system modules as we have discussed: the AI claim digitization, the workflow management, asset mapping, decision support, and other modules which we can add. As we have already mentioned, it's modular in nature. And coming the workflow, the main thing workflow. So here we can check the active workflows that are completed and the SLA monitoring, number of overdue, and we can check Gram Sabha review. So the assignee will be Gram Sabha Panchayat Secretary, and there he will be given some SLA period. So he has to submit the documents, the report in the portal within the specified SLA period, and it will be submitted by him. So then it goes back to the project officer, and parallelly, the project officer also sends it to the revenue and forest departments for their guidance. They will also submit their report, and it comes to the project officer. From there, she directs it to the SDLC, and from there it goes to other officers, and she can track everything what's happening, and it will be completely tracked. So this is about the workflow management, and every process of this workflow management have again linked in the data lake. So the decision support system also takes data from those points and gives necessary recommendations. So everything is linked with data. So this is the WebJS. So where we can see, for example, at a particular point location. See, this is the location we pointed. So we can just read the name of the owner and the village and the status, either upload or decline, and the coordinates. And here we need to put one search bar where we will search the entity, like survey number or name of the village or name of the person, so that we can get the mapping completely. So we need to build it completely. You can check different map layers like F area claims and the boundaries of the village, forest cover, and all other. And these are the things to export the maps and other in the preferred formats. And claims management. Here is the thing that can upload the claim and it will be processed. And here's the thing to manage the claim. So from here, everything is pushed into the system. So this is the brief overview of the prototype that we're building, but there's a long way to go. It is just a very starting point of the system, and we have a solid solution, solid implementation. Thank you. Thank you